welcome to week 2 of Metabolic Vitality. Anyone got any questions? Actually, first of all, let me introduce you to Sarah. So Sarah's here as well. I'm not sure whether any of you have met Sarah yet, but Sarah's a colleague. So Sarah is a practitioner, clinical nutritionist, metabolic balance practitioner also. So she sort of sits in the clinic. Sarah comes in on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yes.
So she's been an awesome part of the team, which is exciting. So any questions you've got, you can also direct them to Sarah as well.
Yeah.
Anyone got any questions first before we get started?
No. Crowd's ready to go. None that you can see. Actually, we got to check our app.
Amazing. So I don't think we've seen any other questions. I think the only thing I saw was yours. Thank you. Yours, Melissa, about the meal planner.
Yeah, I can't download the PDFs on my phone. I'm wondering if anyone else is getting an error message.
What operating system are you using? Do you Android or Apple?
Android.
Okay, that shouldn't matter because it's cross-platform. Can you download PDFs from
other? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
well, let's hang around a little bit after this, Melissa, and we'll go through and I'll see what nerdy things I can do to
have a look. Or I thought maybe if I didn't try it on my phone, maybe if I got on the desktop app, it might work.
Yes. So
Maybe.
that's a tip for everyone.
Yes. And I forget
okay.
the
So
link.
Mark's just or Mark or have deleted their Adobe app on his phone. So did it not download for you when you did that? No. So just to so from last week, you can go to pretty sure the URL is client. And so on a normal web browser on your computer, you can go to client.nudgecoach.com. I'm fairly sure is the app. Sorry, I don't have the computer in front of me.
.com.
Give that a go, and that should kind of come up like a phone app.
No, that client client at Nudge Coach or .nudge coach?
No, just give me 1 sec, and I'll so happy for you to go on, Karen, and I'll get that info to you in just a second.
Okay, so a few things. We'll come to the meal planner at the end because we've started to send those out now, so we'll discuss that. But really wanted to just touch on a few things in this particular session. So firstly, water. How's everyone going with their water? Is everyone hitting their water? I've noticed there's a couple of people that have not quite been getting there. How's everyone finding it?
Getting sick of it.
Yeah.
This week, I reckon I've been a bit under because I've had my very stressful week. So I kind of forget to eat as well. So there's been not very much food and not very much water. But I'm turning that around today. Stress is finished today.
Nice.
Well done. Excellent. So yeah, obviously, like water is a challenge. It should be getting easier because it's getting hotter. But the key is when you're busy, make sure you've got things around you to remind you to drink, whether that's alarms on your phone, having water in front of you, having all of the bottles in front of you. Just kind of seeing those prompts of the water is likely to get you to drink. And also as well, and I'm pretty certain I've said it to all of you, start the day hydrated. As soon as you get up in the morning, have a really big glass of water. That will actually stimulate thirst and it will get you through the day. Also talking about water, believe it or not, stimulates thirst. So as soon as people start talking about it, you actually start to think about drinking as well.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
2 people have had a drink since I started talking about water.
Yeah, I've stopped drinking water at
You've stopped drinking
8
water
o'clock or so. Otherwise, it's 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Well, 5 anyway, wake up. Yeah, we all know the feeling.
Did the tip help in the week, Belinda, with finishing the water earlier in the day?
Yeah, but I'm still drinking it till, I go to bed. It's okay. I go straight back to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll live with it.
Yeah. The other thing is, and I know that Mark and Megan and Melissa, this isn't as relevant for you, and I know Tiana has started to slowly introduce oils as well, but this coming week is the start of the introduction of fats and oils. I will send you all out a reminder as to what your specific fats and oils are, but essentially just remember it's a goal. The goal is 2 to 3 tablespoons per day, but you don't have to measure it. You just have to be using it. I know certainly with cooking, I am hanging out for fats and oils just to get that extra flavor in. If you cannot get all the fats and oils in, we can also look at putting in a fish oil supplement or something like that as well. So if you are struggling with getting the fats and oils in when we need them, let me know. In addition to when you add in the fats and oils, you can exercise as well.
What? So
you're in a different heart rate zone. We're now feeding the body with fat. We're feeding it with more energy. The body has more energy, so it allows us then to exercise a little bit more. Moving to exercise, be mindful when you start exercising. So don't do anything you weren't doing before you started the reset. And also be mindful that you might need more food. And it's okay for us to increase your food, just not decrease it. So when you start the exercise, and exercise can be anything you want it to be. You haven't got to go and kill yourself at F45. You can just go for a walk, yoga, Pilates, swimming, whatever you want, but try to aim for 30 minutes of movement a day. And for some people, that can just be housework, it can be shopping, it can be day-to-day jobs, but try to get that 30 minutes in as well. What else?
So on the other end, though, if you want to go out, hard, sensibly, you're good to go running or riding.
Yep. So again, just be mindful. And again, when you're exercising, if you're exercising and you are starving, you're not going to be able to perform properly. So if you do go back and you go back to exercise and you go back hard and you're starving, that's when we start to need adjusting things. Because essentially, if you exercise hard and you're starving, the body's likely to slow down again, and it's likely to stop because it's not got enough energy to perform the activity it needs to perform. So just be mindful of those cues, and anything you feel that you need to, either pop it in the chat, send us a message, and we'll work out if we need to adjust anything.
So can I ask a question then?
Yeah.
So my weight has plateaued this week. Does that mean that I've reached a stage where no oils is not doing me any favors with my metabolism?
Not necessarily. So there could be lots of reasons why weight plateaus, and weight's not always going to go down.
Yeah, because I've stuck to it stringently, 100%. Haven't deviated at all. Yeah.
So I'm exactly the same. The last few days, I'm just sort of going along and going along. Why? There's no real understanding as to why one day we will lose and a couple of days we might not lose, and a couple of days you might even put on as well. It's really just being mindful, sticking to the guidelines and sort of sticking. And I always look at, where did I start and where am I now? And as long as that's still coming down, we just don't want that up curve. And it could be that we need to add in a little bit more water because it's hotter and we've been sweating more. It could be that we have been more stressed and the body will slow down when it's more stressed. So work resuming, things like that. So a couple of days of it plateauing in the whole scheme of what we're doing
is okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting too, because I've lost like a considerable amount in this first couple of weeks. And so I can see mine starting to taper off now. But I know that when I look at 2 weeks and just got to go, wow, from here to here with this, you know, if I can, you know, keep that up for the next sort of 6 weeks, which is, you know, roughly what's ready to go, then it's not necessary. Whilst I measure weight's not necessarily my goal. It is vitality. And it's also going into that Christmas period going, hey, I'm definitely feeling the best I've felt as well. Sarah, because I'm using Sarah as my coach this round.
I refuse to coach him.
That's because perfection. And so, Sarah, you popped in a waist measure, right?
Yes, we did. I can't remember what your starting waist was.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely like waist measurements. I know you can definitely see, like sometimes if you see on the scales, oh, the weight isn't moving, but when you do the waist measurement, then that's when you see like a big change. So even doing a waist measurement as well is a good way to track your weight as well.
Yeah. I found out too, or for me anyway, and I don't know if it's different for all you guys, but measuring energy is tricky, and maybe there's some good tips out there for that. So, but I know that pre-metabolic vitality, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock would come on, and I'd be going, man, I'm especially on the weekends, I'm ready to start to crawl into bed and have a little nano nap. But now I'm feeling different about that now, but not so much that, you know, I'm going to go and run a marathon at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I certainly noticed that the pull to, you know, have an afternoon sleep is not as strong. So I just take that as a win. It's sort of like, oh, cool. Okay. Then, you know, things are starting to line up. I don't know if anyone else has got any energy ways to listen to their levels of energy or whatever, but that's probably the best one I've got. But yeah.
Yes, I think the main thing is there's more aspects to it than just the straightforward sort of weight. It's the energy, it's how you're feeling. You're still nourishing your body with great food. So looking at that kind of bigger picture, and like Sarah said, do some measurements, do the waist measurement. Let's get together. Can always jump on like the body composition scales, those kind of things, and assess different measures as well. And the body, again, will have some certain set points. So the set points will kind of get there and the body goes, yeah, I'm okay, I'm going to stop. But if we still keep feeding it what it needs and what it wants, eventually the body will continue to go again.
And Meg said that her energy's great. So, yeah. And I know unfortunately, your audio is not working, but in terms of beforehand, was your energy off a little bit, or you're feeling a bit flat and now you're good? You're a lot better? Yeah. I know it's frustrating, gang. On damn technology. Yeah, so cool.
The other thing I just wanted to also talk about as well, I noticed in the app that Jane mentioned that there was a couple of struggles with events happening, going out, things like that. The main point I want to make about that is life should still happen. Yes, this is a reset. Yes, it is 8 weeks. And yes, we are focusing. And the first 2 weeks are absolutely the strictest because we're reducing those fats and oils. So to go out and eat in that way. But if an event comes up, be organized, be planned, and go and enjoy it. Because this is for the rest of your life. We can't avoid things for the rest of our lives, and we don't want to. And we should be able to enjoy and savor different foods, enjoy the social side and aspect of going out, but just be mindful and have a plan around those things. So for myself, like if I know I've got something coming up, I actually look at my day in advance and go, okay, what is my day going to look like? Okay, so I'm going out for lunch. Therefore, I know my breakfast is going to be good. I know my dinner's going to be good. And then I have that plan around where I'm going. And most of the time with events, like there'll be the odd ones that pop up that come in and we don't know. But most of them, we have an idea of where we're going, what's going to be involved. And then it's working out how many times you want to do that. Working out, again, the bigger picture as to, and like I know with Jane, there was a few coming up, and Lyndall, who was on the call last week, she had an anniversary and a birthday. Still go, still enjoy them, but make the right choices around those times. Like, don't lock yourself away, because if you do, you won't continue.
Yeah.
Like, we went away on the weekend, and it was a challenge going away on the weekend.
Yeah.
We actually took food with us and we prepared the meal, but we still had a great time with friends. It was actually funny. I made a comment in the evening that it's the first time I've been with this group of people, and there's one bottle of wine, which they had half a bottle of wine, and 5 bottles of sparkling water sitting on the table at the end of the night.
And we went to a distillery. We went to, we had a full meal, and I do recall that we posted a pre-flight checklist. So we did do some pre-thought about it, and I don't think that, necessarily we were trying to be, too OCD necessarily. We're just trying to set ourselves up for success. And it was quite interesting that in that next morning, because 5 o'clock, the rugby was on, and unfortunately England didn't fare that well. Karen's English, for those who don't know it. But we were up at 5, and so were our hosts, which usually aren't that sprightly in the morning. They don't mind a wine or two, and I partake usually with them, in the past when I'm not quite as strict. And as a result, we had a fabulous day the next day. We went for a walk around Curtis Falls. So it just turned out to be a good thing to set ourselves up for success. It just worked, and it was in those guys we hang out with. They were, usually we get together and we have wine and those sorts of things, but they were good with it. One of the interesting things, and I was having a chat to a few people about this, is it is still fascinating though how awkward it is socially. Awkward for yourself if you're going to a function that's got drinks and you're known as someone will have a wine, and that here's all the treaties going around. How if you are saying no, it's almost like, what planet are you from? What's going on? You sort of cop this social pressure. And for us, I guess we had just put it out there that, guys, we're doing this thing. It's very important to us, and kind of the message I think shone through is, please respect us for it, and we're good. And really, yeah, conversation flowed. It was great, and we were happy with the end result. But that social awkwardness is, it's just, we have so many ceremonies around food and drink that it just feels strange, right?
Do you know, it's interesting now. I don't think I feel that social pressure. Like I had some work stuff last week. One night, like I was perfect. The next night it was a big work function and I knew I wouldn't be, but that's okay. And then on Saturday I had a big gathering with my cousins and everyone had bought food and there was all kind of stuff there. And I took my own salad with salmon and just said, I'm on a bit of a nutritional reset. And everyone just went, okay, and kept on eating. Like nobody.
Well, nine times out of 10, they say, I could do with that.
Yeah. Nobody even batted an, you're doing a boot camp or something. And, I just said, no, I'm just working on a few things. And then that was the end of the story. Like nobody actually cared less.
Yeah. Super.
Yeah. And then like coming into this next period of the year, there's going to be lots of things happening and lots of celebrations and lots of social gatherings. So just have the plan around it.
I'm just going to put that here.
I think the next thing we wanted to talk about was the meal planner.
So I'm
doing that now.
I'm just putting that's the web address for the app. I've just put it into the chat. If any of you want to try that, you can. If you're not on your phone, you can just click. Well, now that's not a full link, but you can copy and paste that into a browser, and it'll very much look like your phone. You have to log on, so you need to know your username and password. So hopefully that's known to you guys.
Can
so
you hear us now?
We can.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, you can jump onto that, paste that address into your browser, and then that should open an app so that it looks like your phone on the browser, perhaps a bit bigger. The menu's inverted. It's usually on the bottom on your phone, but it's on top in that browser version. And then you should be very familiar with how to use it because it's almost exactly the same functionality.
I think I'm in. Let me give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
So did anybody else manage to successfully get into their meal plan?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Did you get yours, Belinda?
I haven't tried yet. I've had a busy day. I've only been home for, so
That's cool. Yeah.
No, all good. No.
I'll have a go. I'll have a go after dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I'll have
show
a
you
look at
what
it.
it's all going to look like. So
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah,
share
yeah,
it in a minute.
Yeah.
How'd you, Tiana?
Yeah.
Did you get yours yet, Tiana?
I did. I haven't tried mine yet either. So I'm
No.
a bit out of my feet with the kids.
No.
There are some quirks with it. So I figure if we bring one up and just share our screen so we can show you, and then there's a couple of things to
What is potato oats? What's that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Never heard of it.
Here's the thing. We don't know what it comes back with because that's the beauty of AI. So I'm just going to.
I've just downloaded it actually through the like on my desktop. Is this actually? This is actually my shopping list. This is my grocery list.
That's your plan.
Yeah.
Oh.
So let me explain the technology because I'm the nerd behind it. So what we've actually done is we've taken your metabolic balance plan in PDF form, and we've uploaded that to some software we've written. Now, this is the fun that we had. You're reading through some of the recipes, right? So basically, we upload your PDF plan and then we run software across it to fully scan it. So we scan your weights, your meal plan, your ingredients list, and everything you can have. It knows, in quotes, the rules of metabolic balance, although it's a very naughty boy sometimes. But basically, once we have that information, we then tell it to go and create 21 meals. Now, we feel, and we want to hear your feedback, but we think that's excessive. And no one would do 21 individual meals in a week. We understand that. But what the beauty of it is basically you will effectively continue to create a very large recipe book specifically for your MB. So, so no two meal plans are the same. Now, Mark and Meg, where Karen and I are in, and there's many people in our situations. One of the features we're going to be bringing out in the future is that if two people are on MB, it will actually try to devise recipes that you both can have. And it'll take in both of your plans with all of your individual ingredients. Then it'll go, right, now I'll just figure it out so you guys can have a common shopping list and those sorts of things. So what happens is it then goes away and speaks. We do use ChatGPT under the bonnet, but in a programming way. We're not prompting it. We do, but it's all programmatic. And then it races off, creates 21 meals, a shopping list, and spits it all back on that PDF for you, for your individual shopping, for your needs. Now, I suppose I'll sort of say that there's a few teething challenges. It took us a little while. It took us a lot longer it was a lot harder than we thought it was going to be. But some of the things that might be apparent or not immediately apparent is your shopping list may be cut off. And that's just a limitation that we didn't allow enough pages. So, and every week we're going to generate you a new meal plan, another 7 days worth of brand new meals. And a shopping list, so that you can pick and choose how you want to roll. There's some challenges around salt and pepper, in that it was going fairly rogue and putting salt and pepper on yogurt smoothies and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like just a little newborn thing that we've created, and like I said, it's very naughty and a little bit wrangly to get in there. So,
and I know Megan's having a bit of a giggle at the moment because she's got starch on her plan
yeah,
in two forms of oats and potatoes.
I think that's brilliant.
It was tried to create a smoothie with
Potato.
oats, potatoes, and milk.
Oh, did you get a smoothie with potato? Okay. The other version I've seen is a hash brown with oats. I thought that was at least doable, but well, actually, if you could tell us how that tastes, that'd be great.
Well, Mark's still trying to get over putting his sheep's yogurt on the toast. He's like,
Both with the scrambled eggs and the Vegemite. That's it.
So what we're asking for is please send back your feedback. Because there's so many. So to give you an idea of how this thing worked, when we were running it, it was generating a recipe every 4 seconds. So basically we created something like 320 recipes. Oh, hang on, let me strike that.
Sorry,
I've had
the other tech person.
the other tech guru, my son, who won't come on screen, said it was creating 4 recipes per second when we fired it up. They're all individually unique recipes. So over 380 or so recipes where it's probably going to get it wrong. And because it's not like a traditional software that we've built in the past, it's not using logic. It's using AI. So obviously
from us as we
it can't taste. We can. So if you can give us your feedback to start off with in chat form, as we go through this 7 weeks, you're going to see this evolve heavily. So our aim is to get you a website as soon as we can, so that you can then drop into the app and say, right, here's my ingredients list, but I hate insert food group, onions, maybe. And it'll go, cool, I won't use onions for you anymore when I generate your meal plan. Or you'll go, I especially like that recipe, so please make sure it features in my next meal creation round.
It seems to have really taken a liking to ostrich. So I know there's a lot of recipes that came out with ostrich.
Yeah.
There's a lot of recipes that came out with herring.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of the foods that, sorry.
I'm just ignoring that.
Or we just lean in and try a bit of ostrich.
So there's
like me and my pheasant. Yeah. Pheasant.
Yeah.
No.
So there's going to be things that come along the way. So probably one of the questions I really want to put to the group and ask is that I know things like pheasant and ostrich are not readily available. We can,
thank God,
temporarily hard code it to say, don't ever give us this food.
Yeah. Good idea.
So there's certain foods in a plan that I look at them and I go, yeah, that's great, but we're just not going to be able to source them here. Because all of the metabolic balance plans are created for the whole of Australia. So it's foods that are available somewhere in Australia. Yeah. Maybe not in Brisbane.
Yeah.
So I want to go through and maybe put up some suggestions and go, hey, does anybody want me to leave ostrich on? Does anybody want me to leave?
Yeah, we can filter ingredients out now.
A different fish on and things like that. So we can start to filter them out so that then when it does the next menu, 5 of your 7 lunches aren't going to be ostrich.
Grated potato in my oats.
Yeah. What I do love though is the names it's giving these recipes.
I was just about to say, did you make them up, the names?
No, here's the thing. So we wrote the software, and then we throw it at this thing, and we actually don't know what we're going to get back. So we've set the parameters, of course, but it's a creative process. So, Karen and Sarah on the line how long would it normally take you to create a full weekly meal planner for
one person?
One person. I don't know. Sarah, what do you reckon?
Oh.
Especially with the MB and the weights and the, all that.
And if you want to be like creative as well.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Have you ever come up with bountiful herbivore nest in any of your meal plans? So are we talking hours, I think?
Oh,
yeah.
Hours, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days,
It
maybe.
just physically wouldn't be possible.
Okay. So in less than 5 minutes, we created 18 custom meal plans with 21 recipes each on them, with a full complete shopping list. And that's the power of this software. So what we want to do is get it to your hands with an app as well, so that you can literally take it into the shopping center with you with a checklist, and you can just go, take that off, check that off, check that off, check it. Or you wander around your house and go, oh, I've got ostrich in the fridge. How convenient. And then you check that off and away you go. But the plan is to continue to evolve this app. We're pretty pumped with that we got it there. We were very disappointed.
We actually made one of the meals. So we had a bit of a play with it earlier in the week, and we actually made one of the meals that he gave us.
The chunky salmon medley. And so then that was the one that told us to put on the alfoil, and we cooked it exactly as it said, and it came out fine. Now, putting potatoes in your smoothie, so give it a crack, and just give us your feedback. So we're going to be iterating, and we'll share what we're going to put on what we're calling the roadmap, I guess, to say, hey guys, we're now going to do these features here. So we're really looking forward to you using this. We'll always be putting out a full meal plan for you every week. The shopping list will get better and better collated. You might see, I don't know if any of you have had a glance yet, but if it talks about adding a pinch of salt and pepper, the shopping list has got 17 pinches of salt you've got to purchase. Now, I don't know about you, but that's fairly hard to quantify 17 pinches of salt, but it's doing things like that. So we're going to refine it. But you will see it evolve, and as being part of Metabolic Vitality, you guys will definitely be receiving that, and hopefully it will really help you streamline, meal planning, shopping. That's our goal. Bit of inspiration, bit of diversity, or not. But ultimately, we're also going to be tying it to health outcomes as well, so that if you are on your plan and you're selecting certain recipes, and we ultimately want to allow you to upload your own recipes as well, that we can then say, cool, if your goal is weight loss and you're having these particular menu items and you're saying that you're having them, then it does allow the practitioners to be able to, when, have a look and go, oh, hang on, well, maybe we need to, mix this about. The other caution on the meal planner is just please double check the weights. Whilst it's reasonably accurate, we have noticed it gets a bit of a life of its own as well. And just make sure you stick to your weights. Don't just follow the meal plan with like gospel. Just always run a critical eye across it, please. And if you see anything, just pop it into the app and broadcast it, because we're happy that everyone knows that it's got this particular quirk, for example. But over the coming weeks, we want to, basically continue to produce these. And then because it's software, it knows, for example, we've generated 21 recipes for her, and then there'll be 42, and then there'll be, by the end of this, I think I calculated we're going to be doing nearly 4,000 recipes in the 8 weeks during Metabolic Vitality. Ultimately, that recipe collection will be available to you, so that you can refer to it any time, and ultimately you will be able to mark, don't show me this recipe ever again, type thing. We won't get offended, but you can have that. So then ultimately you've got this massive cookbook that you can share and search and do those sorts of things on it. So happy for your feedback. There's no right or wrong feedback. We hope that it's going to be useful. Gonna love seeing you guys use it in earnest.
Post your pictures.
Post some pictures of your stuff. That's been great.
Bountiful herbivore nest.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one. And
it looks amazing.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with it so far. Like we are sitting there.
Amazing.
Yeah, some of the meals are pretty cool, and like tailored to you as well. That's the big thing about this. That's our goal with that. So let me know too if you want. I can also put a blank, because this can be printed, right? It's a PDF. It's designed to print on A4. It's designed to go on your fridge. And then so you can print the first 2 pages and put them on your fridge, or take them to the grocery store with them, and there's got the check boxes and whatever for you to tick off. But I can also give you a blank meal planner and shopping list, so that if you just wanted to transfer some stuff that by hand to start with, that could work for you as well. So I'm up for just useful ideas or suggestions and feedback.
So we'll put this in the app as well, but has anyone got any thoughts as to whether you would actually like 7 separate recipes for breakfast, 7 for lunch, and 7 for dinner, completely different? Or whether you would want 3 recipes, 4 recipes, because that will make a difference in the shopping list as well.
I personally find 80% of the time I eat the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that. Yeah. I presume you want us to try these recipes because it's all like, that's the whole idea of it. You want us to actually,
Yeah. And just, if you could give us feedback and things like that. Ultimately, the app is going to have the classic 5 stars and, really like this one and share and those sorts of things. But we're going on a bit of a journey with this software dev. And don't forget, no one's ever tasted them before because it literally an AI has popped this out. So it's going to be interesting once we get a bit more, because we'll be sharing more complex recipes, I guess, that we build and that we've got already. We just haven't loaded them in. So it'll be interesting to see how the app, because the app will also continually, we're going to make sure that it learns as well. So that, for example, if we post, I'm sure next week we'll post one of our favorite meals, which is a chicken curry. That is, you should absolutely try it. It's butter chicken. It's an absolute rock star, and it's very simple. That we want to incorporate that so that it starts to learn from that and starts to feed that back. So it's going to be an interesting exercise, if anything. But what it's done is it has definitely tailored that to you, your meal plans, your list, your weights. So you sort of getting bored with everything or repetitive eating, or crack that out, go and check out your Bountiful Herbivore Nest and then just tuck right in and give it a go. And
just remember, like with the recipe items, with the ingredients are on there, if you are getting mutton or ostrich or pheasant and things like that, you can always substitute it for something else.
Yeah.
And give it a go. And like I said, give us feedback on those. And post the recipes, post your pictures in the chat as well. Even for us, they've been great. Tonight, we actually had a roasted chickpea salad.
How good is that?
Which we hadn't had before. I think Belinda, was it Belinda yourself that posted that one? You did the chickpeas in the air fryer?
Yeah.
That's great.
I think Melissa had chickpeas too, didn't you, Melissa?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
And I
had poke bowl.
Yeah, I roasted mine and they got crunchy. So
we did that. I put paprika and garlic and just mixed them all around.
Good.
Really good.
And the kohlrabi, we've had kohlrabi I think 3 times this week now, because
we actually roasted the kohlrabi with the chickpeas and mixed them all through. It was really good.
I'm loving okra now.
Right.
Converted. Since our call last week, I was like, I'm buying okra, and it's delicious.
So up for your feedback on the meal planner. And no idea is a bad idea, and it's we're just happy to have some constructive,
and even comments. Formatting, things like that. The one thing AI isn't quite there yet with is generating pictures. I'd be a bit concerned as to what pictures we'd probably get, so everything doesn't have a picture or an image. So
that's on the roadmap. So we're actually going to get the AI to generate what it represents as the meal. That could be hilarious. So we're going to be careful of how we do that one.
Bring it on.
Because a bountiful herbivore nest, that could go anywhere with AI, couldn't it? An imagery. Interesting fact. So the Metabolic Vitality logo is 100% AI generated.
Wow.
We started with what we wanted to represent is the orange flame is metabolism. The green flame or the green leaf is inspire wellness and also food. The circle underneath is the metabolic cycle. And the 2 dots were meant to kind of represent, chemically stuff or science, which they kind of do, but then other people have said, are they people?
People for community.
People in community. That was a cool take. Yeah. So yep, once again, we threw that at AI and it came back with that, and I was, that's cool. Let's stick with that one. So yes,
they will be, if you have not received your package yet, they will be in your letterboxes.
Everyone's going to receive a cap on the way. And then what would be really cool is to, when you do get out and start your movement, or you're moving and going to interesting places, pop the cap on and throw us a selfie with the background, all that. That'd be really cool. We'd appreciate that. I think that's really, really nice. So yeah, we're just about to time again.
I think we're about to time. Anyone got any questions? Anyone want to throw anything at us?
Questions or comments?
There's such thing as a rye wrap.
Yes, there is.
Wraps, but without wheat, I guess.
Yeah, so a couple of options that you have. So you can actually make a wrap yourself out of rye. The only thing is it can go quite dry and it's a little bit hard to maneuver. My preference would be that if you are going to go for something like that, that you find, and I can put these in the chat, a gluten-free wrap that you could use instead, a wholemeal, sort of a whole.
So can you use, within reason, gluten-free?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So the biggest issue with gluten-free is that it is trying to make itself like a white bread. So it tends to have lots of additives, preservatives, chemicals, things like that in it. There's certain breads out there that are better for you, that don't contain. The key thing we're trying to avoid is wheat. So wheat is inflammatory. Wheat messes around with your blood sugars, causes lots of gut issues, things like that. So yeah, let me do some research and some photos, and I'll put those in the app. Once you get to more that kind of couple of weeks in, another great wrap to do, and I will make some and do it, is you can actually make a really great wrap out of lentils. You turn the lentils into a flour and you can make a wrap out of that, and then you put your veggies into it.
All right, that's the challenge this week.
So I'll give that a go.
Yeah, game on.
I'll put first attempt and then last attempt pictures in there so you can see.
Yeah. And I think insofar as challenges, it's going to be kind of cool that people can choose perhaps one of the more interesting meals and cook that and give us some feedback and put some pics in the community. That would be a pretty cool thing to try out, because we're quite surprised how the choose a vegetable that you wouldn't really. One vegetable we tried was artichokes and failed dismally.
I think
we didn't know how to pick a good artichoke. We bought them from the market, but it appears that an artichoke that's brown on the outside, even if it's a red artichoke, is off. We didn't know that because we've never cooked with artichoke. So we still need to take that little adventure on to have fresh artichoke. But yeah.
I love fresh artichokes, but they're not on my plan. I've got jarred artichokes, but not fresh artichokes.
Yeah. So we saw some at the markets. And
you stuff them with herbs and spices, and you lightly kind of boil them or simmer them. It's delicious.
Right. Okay. Yeah, certainly not the ones we chose. I didn't realize.
So tell me, Karen, if I can have proper artichokes and not just tinned artichokes.
I'll just say tinned.
Do you want me to make your day?
Yes.
Go for it.
I have hot chips.
Yeah.
You can't have chips and gravy.
Only with gravy, mate. In about 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
So excited about.
I'll cut a little
okay, so
video.
I'm going to interpret your plan as artichokes. Then in brackets, you can also have canned or frozen as well.
Oh, because I was just having Oh gosh, that changes my life.
There you go.
That's what I'm here for.
Upload a picture.
So can I interpret the plan?
No.
Oh. I do good interpretation.
No.
It's like the AI is interpreting.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah.
I am happy I asked.
Yeah.
Only on one proviso. you make something with it and you post it in the group so we can all see what to make with artichokes.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Super. One of the things that we also do with the MB Hype app, if people do have a fave recipe, like I said, you're going to see a curry recipe come out that's not AI generated. Throw them through and we can turn them into cards and share them for everyone, and they'll be forever immortalized for the next round of Vitality that
Brilliant.
we run. Cool. Well, we're at time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is anyone any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Comments? All done?
Thank you.
Well,
I'm
good.
going to go through my plan in detail.
Yep.
Yeah.
So share your feedback.
Yeah.
We want to know as much as we can. Pick as much out of it, because the feedback we get will just keep helping this evolve for the better.
Yeah. On an update too, on last week I said that we would have our psychologist on, who works in our clinic, in to come and do a session in the online consult. Unfortunately, she couldn't do the next couple of weeks. But she's going to be coming on the week that ends on the 10th. So whatever that is, must be something between the 3rd and the 10th or something. We'll have Zoe Slater coming on to talk about psychology, and I think you've asked the topic to be blockages around eating and those sorts of things, or around nutrition. So yeah, she's going to pop on and do a session for us, and we're also going to get Magnus from M26 on very soon as well. He's just trekking around Nepal at the moment, so once he's back, we'll get him in and get his idea on movement and mindfulness. So that's watch out for those ones. They're coming up soon.
Thank you. Fabulous.
All right, team. Well, cool.
Thank you,
see you all.
everybody.
This will be recorded and up sometime, I'd say, on probably tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for your input, and enjoy the meal planner, and I hope it brings a laugh. And then yeah, just feedback and cook some of those things and see if they actually work. That would be cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right.
Amazing. Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye.
Bye.